I know it's been 3 weeks since I posted the last Fast and Furious review. I am sorry. Ghost of Yote consumed me. I was in Ezo. I was living through Atsu. I stared at her fine ass. But now I'm going to talk about Fast and Furious. Let's go.
This is the intro, bitch. So just watch my shit.
Fast and Furious is the fourth Fast and Furious movie to release. It came out on April 3rd, 2009. It is the first one I saw in the theater. I can finally say that. They saw the last one that had no Vin Diesel, no Brian O'Connor, no America, and they said, let's bring back Vin Diesel, Brian O'Connor, and America. So, as I said before, this movie stars Vin Diesel as Dominic Toretto. It also stars Paul Walker as Brian O'Connor. It also once again stars Jordana Brewster as Mia, Dominic's sister. And for a little bit in the movie, there is Michelle Rodriguez as Letty. They also have newcomer to the series, Wonder Woman, aka Gal Gadot, as Giselle. Let's talk about what happens in this movie. The first thing we see before the plot even kicks off is Dom and his crew hijacking gas tankers, and who shows up? Han shows up! Is this before 2006? Is there some weird time travel shit going on? Han tells Dom that the cops raided one of their garages so Letty doesn't get hurt. Dom leaves Letty in the middle of the night like a fucking bitch. He actually leaves her in the middle of the night to like keep her safe. Anyone who's watched a movie in the history of ever knows that that's not a good idea. Something bad's gonna happen. He gets a call from his sister saying Letty's been murdered. And at this point we find out that Brian O'Connor has become a federal agent. Yes, he's an FBI agent now. And the FBI wants to take down this drug dealer named Braga. Also, before I continue in this movie, I want to talk about Dom's magic CSI powers, where he touches like a smudge on the ground. He's able to visually recreate exactly what happened to Letty when she was, killed. These movies are stupid and I love it. In order to get into Braga's organization, they have to race. Well, Dom wins that race because he crashes Brian. But by getting someone else arrested, Brian still gets into the organization. They end up going to Mexico, where they're going to transfer product in the trunks of their car through these caves that run from the border of Mexico to America. That is a really good idea. I'm surprised that's never happened in any movie before. While meeting up with the bad guys so they can transfer the product over, Dom blows up his car, subsequently blowing up everyone else's car in an attempt to distract everyone so he can beat the shit out of the bad guy that killed his girlfriend. Dom gets shot and ignores it. Brian jumps into a truck and saves Dom's ass, and then they try to hide out at Mia's place until they can figure out what to do. While hiding out at Mia's place, Dom and we, the audience, find out that Brian was working with Letty to clear Dom's name. She was working with Brian to get Braga, and it went bad. Dom agrees to work with the feds to take down Braga. They have $65 million worth of his product hidden in the impound lot for the feds. Also a good idea, by the way, hiding the shit that they want in their own impound yard. Classic. To set up a face-to-face with Braga. Well, it's not really Braga. Braga is actually the guy Compost that we saw earlier. He's using a decoy. They switch. Real Braga runs, Brian and Dom chase him down, they end up killing the guy that killed Letty and arresting the real Braga, and they do end up arresting Dom and sentencing him to jail. And at the end of the movie, Brian, Mia, and Dom's Mexi friends all get together to try and crash the fucking prison bus that Dom is on. It leads to one of my favorite opening scenes of a movie I've ever seen. But we will talk about in the next review. I'm not going to promise dates for reviews anymore because I'm a delivery guy, so that shit is going to take up a lot of my time. That is 6 days a week from Thanksgiving to Christmas. So you're going to get one more review out of me for Fast 5, but not too sure anything past that until after Christmas. Fast and Furious is up there as one of my favorite Fast and Furious movies. It's not my favorite, but it is one of them. And I will say that Fast and Furious is the shit.
This shit is the fucking shit.